well do you know the onion? How tasty is the onion wine? Why the heck do onions make us cry? And why onions are poisonous for pets? For many of us, onions were the villain of dinner time, forced down as kids, leaving behind tears and trauma that still haunt some adults to this day. But what if I told you onions are way more fascinating than you ever imagined? Onions can do more than just ruin your mascara. People have made wine out of onions. Onions have sugar. They have water. That's fermentation fuel, baby. And yes, it tastes like dry sherry. Not like mellow, but neither is dandelion wine. When you cut an onion, you're actually making it cells. That releases a chemical reaction with the moisture in your eyes. And voila, you just made a tiny amount of sulfuric acid. Ouch. This part is really important. If you have a dog or a cat or even a gorilla, listen up. Onions are toxic to them. They can destroy red blood cells, even in small amounts. Cooked, raw, powdered, it doesn't matter. Never feed onions to pets. Seriously, it can be fatal. And if you think onions only belong in kitchens, how about coffins? Ancient Egyptians used to put onions in mummies' eye sockets. Eye sockets? Believing they help protect the souls in the afterlife. So yeah, onions weren't just food, they were funeral accessories. Tired of crying while chopping? Scientists invented tearless onions by turning off the gene that makes your eyes water. Basically, science gave an onion a chill pill. It's something simple but cool. An onion is just a bunch of juicy leaves wrapped around a tiny stem. Imagine opening your door and finding a French guy with a mustache, a beret, and 50 onions around his neck saying, "Bonjour, mademoiselle." This is because France don't just grow onions, they launched themselves across the English Channel. In the early 1900s, French farmers nicknamed Onion Johnnies used to bike across France, hop on boats, and sell onions door to door. It was 1943 in a quiet French village, hidden between the fields of Normandy. German troops were coming. Everyone knew it. The village was rumored to be hiding resistance fighters, and if they were found, they'd be shot on sight. But the villagers had no weapons, no army, just onions. That morning, every home began chopping onions, buckets of them, whole wheelbarrows. The sulfuric fumes filled the street. When the German soldiers arrived, they found an entire village of weeping women sitting silently in the windows, mourning their sons who died in the battle. The soldiers didn't ask questions. One even apologized. They turned around. The search was called off, and the resistance fighters, hiding under the floorboard, lived to sabotage another day. All because of onions. This story shows how ordinary people used whatever they had to outwit occupying forces. What if I told you that in France it's illegal to name your pig Napoleon? Yep, that's a real law. So if you were planning a farm-themed revolution, better rethink the pig's name. Putting a baguette upside down brings bad luck. So the next time you're slicing carbs, keep that loaf upright. You're not just eating bread, you're tempting fate. Croissants, not originally French. They're actually based on an Austrian pastry called Kipferl. So the most French thing ever is basically a buttery immigrant. In France, you can legally marry someone who's already dead. It's rare but possible. Usually if someone was engaged and passed away, romantic, tragic, very French. And finally, France has its own town built inside the volcano crater. It's called Silaos. In Reunion, you wake up to the best volcano views and probably the best Instagram photos in the hemisphere. French onion soup, it smells amazing. It looks classy, but do you know it started as a poor man's meal? It's only soup that might burn your mouth and test your éthique scale. What? Still, it was known as peasant dish because onions were cheap and so was all the bread. In 18th century, this soup became the go-to hangover cure. After a night of too much wine and terrible decision, boom, onion soup. And speaking of spoons, go slow. This soup is served boiling hot and tradition basically demands that you burn your mouth on the first bite. And yes, someone actually proposed using French onion soup. A chef in Bordeaux hid a diamond ring under the cheese. She almost ate it but spotted a sparkle in time and she said yes. After digging through all those delicious facts about French onion soup, I'm starving. So I thought, why not take this to the next level? Let's stop talking about French culture and let's actually taste it. That's right, we're going to make a real French onion soup right here, right now. I'm gonna head over to the shop real quick so I can find some stuff that I need. I'm gonna look for an onion. Oh, look, what did I just find? An onion. That's right, an onion. When you're in the kitchen, you need to cut open your onions in half. Then you need to cut off the stem. All of the stems, because it's gonna taste bad. Cut off the hard part, because it doesn't really taste nice when you put it in your soup. Cut them into small layers. You know how onions are layered? You need to take out those layers and put them separately, not layered. Put it all into a saucepan or just a normal pan. You choose whatever you want or whatever you're more comfortable with. Put some butter. Just let it heat. Don't add any sugar. Let it heat for around 2 hours. Add wine after 2 hours. Mix it slowly. Add your beef stock in. After that, it really should look sparkly like this. Add some soy sauce as well. Take a big piece of bread. Cut it into slices. Take a pan or a tray and add some paper on it. Add your bread pieces on them. Add oil, salt, and then you need to put it into an oven for like 15 minutes. And then when it's ready, the bread, you should put your onion soup in a separate bowl. Add your piece of bread and add a bit of cheese on top of the bread and in the soup, so you get the cheese in the soup and the bread. You put it into your oven. Just wait for a bit for the cheese to melt. Now slowly take out your bowl and enjoy.